Hi everyone, this isn't like our usual video. Instead, I wanted to discuss some opinions I have about Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, and more specifically concerns about the roster. I know that this might be a hot take, so understand this is an opinion. So, looking at the roster of Rise, we can see that 17 of the monsters are from Monster Hunter World, which makes up about 37% of the full roster. Now, I loved World, it was a masterpiece. But I feel the roster in Rise didn't excite me as much, as it borrowed quite a lot of monsters from the entry just prior to it. I'm not saying World monsters are bad in any way, but it feels like I've fought all these monsters in the last game plenty of times, and unless they are dramatically changed, it feels a little underwhelming. For example, if we get a new trailer dropping next month, I think it'd be much more exciting to see something new or from an older Monster Hunter entry, rather than a monster that appeared in Iceborne. Also, if we get more older returning monsters, they can be upgraded both graphically and technically when they get the 5th gen treatment. We've all seen how some of our favorite monsters have vastly improved since World. On the other hand, bringing back too many World or Iceborne monsters to newer installments would kind of make Iceborne lose some of its uniqueness. Personally, I'm more for newer monsters over returning, and more specifically, the focus to be on late game monsters, as once we hit end game. I'm sure most of you guys agree, people rarely go back to fight early game monsters, especially once we've obtained gear that make these monsters trivial. I mean, it is master rank, so we all expect difficulty to be ramped up anyway, maybe adding 1 or 2 early game monsters is okay. Monster Hunter Rise has so far done a good job of adding monster variety in terms of monster skeletons, and I would like that to continue in Sunbreak. With a larger pool of choice means higher potential of getting more exotic monsters. We've already seen the return of Tomnecorans, Leviathans, and Amphibians. Whilst Carapaceons are set to return in Sunbreak, maybe we'll see the return of snake wyverns and large Neopterons. All these classes are lacking in monster variety, so I'd like to see a new monster for any of these categories, over a returning one. I'm sure most of you guys must be sick of hearing people go on about Rampage events in Rise, but I just want to touch on it a little bit. Now, this might not be true. For me, it feels like they added Rampage as a substitute for large siege monsters. Personally, I think it kind of backfired, and I hope they bring back siege monsters to Sunbreak. And although Sophie and Kulve were great, I hope they don't return and instead we get new or older returning siege. It's unlikely that they'll scrap Rampage altogether in Sunbreak, but maybe they will address it, to make the experience better. I will admit though, my take doesn't consider that Rise, despite following World as the next game. For Nintendo players, it was technically releasing after Generation Ultimate. So, monsters released in World are new to the player base there. This is why I say, it's just my opinion. And I can understand those that missed out on World, wanting to fight monsters, appearing in World. Again, I want to reiterate, I have no hate towards monsters in World. It's just for me, it feels right to give these monsters a break in the upcoming expansion. So when they do return in a later installment, they will feel fresh and exciting. I've hunted hundreds of Deviljos, Velkana's, etc. in Iceborne. Instead, let's see some new or older returning monsters. Overall, I am confident Capcom will address some of the big issues the community has had with Rise, and it will end up being successful. The monster roster for me isn't the biggest problem, because I actually thought the Rise roster is better than base Worlds. But it's something that is worth discussing as we get close to the release of the expansion. Now, I want to know what you guys think. Do you want to see monsters from older entries return in Sunbreak? Or completely new ones? Or maybe more monsters from Iceborne? Let us know your opinion in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if so, please leave a like, and subscribe if you aren't already. Thanks for watching, see you in the next one.